for how to improve your impact position. And you need a little bit of this. You know, one of the things that you do, just knowing my guy's swing, he sets up very straight up and down over it and doesn't get enough of the reverse K that then gets him in the angles he needs to be in just behind the ball through impact with the hands ahead. You get a little over it and you'll get a little in front of it, and then you have to throw that club a little bit at the bottom. You're getting better at it. But the big thing I would tell you is Kev, come around the front of me here. There's some things you can do, and here's one of them. You know, sometimes just simple as this, guys. Putting the club on the ground here, rotating the left hip back and dragging forward. Look what I'm doing. It gives a sensation of what this guy does really well. Anybody who's seen that swing in slow motion knows that he's like this. Here, Kev, get a little face on this guy and we'll slow it down for the crew. The opposite. Most people need this. What led you to having that? Is there anything you did or you remember as a kid that can help the viewer get this look through impact with the knuckles down, wrist bowed?
I remember that when I was younger, I think it came pretty naturally, but one of the things that I did try and do was I always try and felt like I was swinging left with my hands, because I used to be really outside and I would flip it, so I just tried to like really swing left with my hands. And I think over time it just gradually grew into a little bit too much of that, which we're trying to...
So you're referring to this? You're referring to this left, like pull the handle through there, right? Exactly. And what happens, look at this, guys, when he pulls through, see the club, how it gets there? That's exactly what happens to this guy. On the ground, pocket back, hands ahead, that gives a sensation that we're trying to feel that. I used to love this one. I used to do this with Bo Hostler, and I were doing this after we learned this from Chuck Cook over at the University of Texas. We go like this and throw the ball out there. You can see how it stuck to the face, and I launched it. That went about 20 yards. The only way that ball's sticking to the face is if that right hand is remaining in this position forever and then releases it later. If I were to release that back here, watch what happens. See that?
Yeah.
But in order to get it back here and get it stuck to the face, that's going to come from that same sensation. Now with the left hand, that's that look there. Now, another way to do it, I'm not a huge fan of this one because I don't like what it does to the takeaway. It gives an awkward feeling to the takeaway, but it does give you the feeling of what impact feels like. You get in here like this, open up that left hip, press the hands forward, nice and short, and keep the hands in that same position through impact. It's a good one because it does get you where you need to be. I just don't like starting a swing from here and then going back here. It just changes that feeling in the takeaway, promotes an inside takeaway. So that one's one to be careful with, but one that can definitely train the feeling. I like just feeling things like this. And that ball drill I just did was pretty cool. That helps as well, okay? But for you, buddy, all I want to see, high hands, right elbow softer, right elbow stays right here, right in front of you, not backing up. Right to that set position with the flat left wrist. And all you're going to do, rotate around your left side and feel the hip and the grip go through together. As the left hip goes back, the left hand pulls through and smacks up against that wall, okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy, let's see it. Good, dude. Yeah, I'll hit it. Hit it.
Not short.
Oh, good, I'm not standing in the way. A lot of our players have really, really good impact positions. I mean, it's definitely a big thing we have. Now, that's not just good setup and connected backswing. A lot of our players practice wedges a lot. Now, what's great about having a 60 degree and 58 degree or 56 and hitting a lot of those is working on hitting those low and compressing them is a great thing, because these things, they have a lot of loft. So if you're, tossing that club head past your hands, it's adding loft to an already lofted golf club. Right? Here's all right hand right here. This is all right hand. You guys see that right up the face right there? It went 50 yards and I went after it, right? Watch. Give like half the swing slower. That ball's going 30 yards farther, and I didn't hit it harder. It just was the fact that I was more left arm dominant. Really important, for a golfer like Mason, who's leaning the shaft too far forward, taking some right-handed swings. Right-hand dominant would really promote tossing that club through impact more. We do this a lot with golfers who have a lot of forward shaft lean like this, and they're chipping. And what it does, it really helps expose the bounce and helps release the club, okay? Now, some golfers just really don't need a lesson on how to use the bounce. Because why? They already released the club and they toss it by him. Then I'd say, hey, you're better off doing this. Because that one right there drags the handle through. And you could see, that you guys couldn't see it, but one came off low and tight. The other one came off kind of scoopy and higher. And so somebody who has too much forward shaft lean, a great practice swing, get some right-handed swings in there, you're going to feel the club head release through a little more naturally. That'd be great for myself or Mason, who already has a lot of forward shaft lean. For Fernando, and for the majority of people, when I say majority, I say 90%, left arm dominant is going to help you. Lead arm dominant, creating the angle, setting it with the body, chest and hands together, flat wrist, pointed down inside the golf ball, pull it through. We call it hip and grip. Left hand, left pocket. That was a missed putt down there. Cost him a couple bucks. All right, here we go. Left hand, left pocket, pull through, rotate. That's what's going to lead to that forward shaft lean, okay? So good. So much better, dude.
Thank you.
And that one was a little bit outside compared to the previous one, which is why you hit it a little higher and a little bit left, though. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Think about what I just said. That one was a little bit more outside than the previous one. Previous one was here. That one was out there. So what I'm telling him is when it's out there, it's because of the angle here. And what that is see the wrist? It's like cupped. So what it's going to do, if it gets outside the ball and releases out there, it adds more loft and hits it left, which is why his ball went 6 feet left and was probably 8 feet higher. The one before was here rather than out here. That's on plane, so that went right down the line, and the wrist was more in this position, so it went lower. De-lofted the club. Okay, I mean literally, that's the most important thing here. The hands on the grip the right way are the club face. So just understanding when you open your hand on the grip, that is the club face. So that's club face awareness. And if you lose that club face awareness and you're like, well, I lost it, I don't know where it is back here. That's because it's moving away from the center of your body. So if the hands and the body remain together, the golfer can feel their hands. And that's where, when back in the day when you hear the stories of like maybe Butch, yelling out the shot at the top of the swing for Tiger and Tiger being able to do that, it's not hard to do, really. It's actually just take your time in your backswing, feel the club face, someone can blurt it out, and you can do whatever you want with that thing because you know exactly where it is. At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.